What's up guys, and welcome to my upcoming Injective Plays video where I'm going to go over some of the hottest new projects that are about to launch on Injective, some of which have 25x potential. Now before getting into this video, I have to stress that some of these projects have not released their release date nor their tokenomics, so it's impossible to give concrete details of how well I think this token is going to do. But this list is my personal opinion of projects to look for as well as do additional research on, because at the end of the day guys, this is just my opinion. And without further ado, let's get into it. The first project on our list today, guys, and the most important one if you're trying to dive into the Injective ecosystem, is going to be Mito Finance. Now, a lot of people know about Mito already just because they have been getting so much traction and are really the flagship product being built on Injective right now. They're going to have automated trading, launch pads, real world assets, as well as real yield generation. And if you kind of look at this graphic here in a one-page overview, they have those Mito vaults, which is a bunch of automated strategies where you can get an APR using their different bots in different categories. They're going to have traditional swaps, but the big thing that they're doing, which I'm really excited for, is their actual Mito launchpad, which actually has 4 hyped projects that I'm going to cover in this video that are going to be releasing on this launchpad. Now you can already go to their testnet and you can mess around, go into some of their different vaults, do some of these different tasks, but the airdrop qualification is actually already over. So if you're someone that missed this whole airdrop qualification, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be going over some of these other upcoming airdrops that you haven't been able to miss out on yet. But yes, Mito, I'm very excited for. We don't know all the token details yet, but I think this is going to be one of those projects that's a must to get into, depending on what their tokenomics are and what price you can get locked in at. One of the interesting things about this launchpad is that it isn't based on their Mito token, actually. It is based on the amount of Injective you're staking for these different allocations. But I have a feeling potentially in the future, and this is just speculation, that potentially that Mito token can also be an allocation method for you to be able to get into these new hot projects. And if a ton of projects are going to be launching on Injective, which is my whole bet being in this Injective ecosystem, and they're all launching on Mito, then it could be a great idea to at least be paying attention to Mito, maybe getting some of those tokens in case that does become the allocation process into getting into these different drops. But right now it's a little bit speculative, but it's at least a project to have on your radar, and it should be coming out sometime in the next 1 to 2 months here. The next project on our list here is going to be Helix, and it is the truly decentralized derivatives exchange built on Injective, and I believe this is actually the most used exchange currently on Injective right now. We have CoinHall and we have Astroport, which list all of the different tokens, but Helix is kind of that more refined exchange where they not only have perpetuals, but they also have some automated trading bots and an order book. And when you go to their site, you'll be able to see all of these different pairs that you can trade, including those perpetuals, and you'll also be able to make your own trading bot or do an automated trading bot where you can have this run and hopefully it'll make you some money. Now I started running this like 2 days ago and I'm only up 0.41% on this, so it isn't too crazy right now, but one of the big things is that you can start farming for their potential token in the future, which is very likely to be airdropped simply because they already had a bunch of VCs invest in this protocol. So it'd be crazy to think that they don't launch a token themselves, and if you're on this platform, if you're on this exchange, not only can you make a bunch of different trades and bridge from one token to another pretty seamlessly, but at the same time you can rack up these different points and earn their token for free in an airdrop. And once again, I'm going to make a whole entire video going over how I am personally farming these different airdrops, so definitely stay tuned to that. I hope I can get that out this week for you guys. The next project on this list is going to be Dojoswap, and they're the first AMM DEX being built on Injective, and I'm actually excited about this one because I listened to their Twitter space recently with their founder, and I really liked the different things he had to say, as well as the overall branding and design of this actual protocol. And a lot of you guys should know that when these farms first come out with these different tokens, that a lot of times these tokens can go on massive runs, even if it's sort of like a Ponzi cat and mouse game with people farming a bunch of their tokens. But I really like the space that they just had. I recommend listening to it, and they're supposed supposed to be launching their actual token sometime in the next 2 weeks. Currently, their mainnet is out, and you're actually able to go on and farm their different pairs in order to earn points. Now, these points are going to be claimable for their actual dojo token when it comes out, so I'm personally farming a decent amount here, especially over the next 1 to 2 weeks, in order to get a lot of points, in order to get a pretty much free bag of this dojo token. And I personally think this is a no-brainer if you have some extra funds that are laying around. Now, on top of this whole entire farming, you're going to have different swaps. You have their whole entire launchpad, different pools, pretty much the typical things that you would expect in an AMM DEX. And I overall just really like their design and UX. And when you can farm their tokens for free simply by providing to these different farms, then I think it's at least something worth paying attention to, and maybe getting some of those emissions very early on when you're able to get some pretty crazy Dojo Ninja rewards at the very beginning of this farm. Next project here is going to be Black Panther, and they are an asset management protocol that helps you achieve superior returns. Now, what's interesting with Black Panther, guys, is it's similar to Mito, where they have all these automated trade strategies where you can basically put your Injective in or your ETH in. It'll do a bunch of different trades, try to make different arbitrage opportunities, and give you a yield on these. Now, what's really cool about Black Panther is they are also doing an airdrop, which once again will be in my airdrop guide video. And if you're doing these different trades on their platform, as well as going into these different vaults that they have here, you're going to be able to earn their Black Panther token. So not only can you get the yield here, but then on top of that, you can potentially earn their Black Panther token. And if you watch my Getting Started Injective guide, you'll also know that Black Panther has their own validator where you can actually stake your Injective to their actual node. And when you do that, not only are you going to get the 14-15% yield that you get for staking Injective, but you're also going to be getting an airdrop from Black Panther as well. So that's one of the reasons that I am staking a decent amount of my Injective over on the Black Panther validator node. And that's one of the reasons why I also opened up one of these vaults as well. We don't know when their token is going to be coming out, but right now is once again a great opportunity to get some of these tokens for free. And we also know, guys, that they're going to be launching on the Mito platform, which is probably going to get even more exposure than they already have as a project. So definitely one to pay attention to. And they actually have the most amount of votes out of any of the projects that I'm going over here. So it's definitely one that has a lot of interest from consumers. The next protocol on this list is called Hydro Protocol. Hydro is an Injective native LSD protocol. Provide LSD/earn with auto compound and maximize farming. Now, to kind of go over what that is, this is a very similar platform to Jito if you're familiar on Solana, where you can actually liquid stake your Injective. So instead of traditionally staking it on some sort of validator node such as Black Panther, where now all of a sudden when you withdraw, you have to wait 21 days. Instead, you can actually go on here and you can put in your Injective and get back this H Injective, which not only can you still get yield for, but now you can use that H Injective on all of these different protocols, as well as be able to just sell it and trade it without having these different lockup periods. So you can remain liquid and maximize utility, you can earn additional yield on LSD, and you can post as standard collateral assets on the Injective's DeFi protocol. So if something needs collateral, you can use your H Injective, for example. You're also going to be able to farm this and get additional rewards. They have auto compounding, and they also have their LSD finance in the future, where you can get this real yield aggregator and use it as a collateral asset. Now, they already have their testnet out, and you can go on here and do some different tasks. Maybe you can get this H Injective, for example, and potentially you might get an airdrop. Now, I believe with their airdrop, if you're staking to any validator node on Injective, you're supposed to be getting an airdrop, but there's a decent chance that if you're interacting with this platform, that your airdrop might be even higher. And because it's on the testnet, guys, you are literally able to do all of these different trades and transactions completely for free on here. So it's worth spending a little time each day. And once again, I'll have all of this in my upcoming airdrop video guide for Injective. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Before I get into the final projects here, I did want to give a quick shield to Jellycubes, which is my personal NFT project that's actually on Cardano. And what we do is we are an alpha group that has been cross-chain. So even though we've been on Cardano, we cover Solana, we cover Injective, we've been in Celestia since before they even launched. we've been covering a lot of these different plays and opportunities and go much deeper into the different plays and strategies than I can on these different videos, or pretty much than I am on these different videos. So if you're someone that's serious about being on Injective and are just looking for some sort of community where you can access different whitelist opportunities and be up to date on these different options, then definitely check out our project. Now on to the next ones. So on the topic of NFTs, guys, our next token is going to be from Injective Quants, and it's going to be called Quant. Now Injective Quants have been out for a while now. They started marketing all the way back in August, and they released their NFTs early in November, and this was a free mint that is now worth $450, or about 13 Injective, pretty much like a 4 million floor market cap for this project. Now this is a very community-led project, all about decentralization. They're burning all of their royalties, they're getting a little bit of alpha in there, they have all these unique holders, so it's a very much so community-based project that's been getting a lot of hype recently because they're coming out with their Quant token. Now we don't know exactly what this token is going to be. I think right now it's labeled as a meme token, but if you own these Quant NFTs, you're actually going to be able to get an allocation into these tokens. Now what's interesting is 400,000 tokens are going to be for the sale. Each Injective Quant is able to get 100,000 tokens. So if you think about it, that's actually, 10 million, and there's only 400,000 tokens available. So if more of these tokens get purchased, then it becomes a pro rata system where it's evenly distributed between everyone that's been getting in. Now, the big thing you have to note here is you're going to be spending $10 for this Quant token. However, the starting market cap of this token is only going to be $77,000. So this is a very small FDV that it's coming out with. The circulating market cap is going to be even more lucrative. So if you're someone that can snipe this liquidity when it goes live, I think there's an opportunity to make a lot of money here, simply because a lot lesser known meme coins, especially last week, were going to 3, 4, 5, even 10 million market caps. Ninja Nunchucks, the big one right now, the first one to come out, which we actually found before it released, that whole entire project is at 20 million right now. So it's one of those situations, you have a very hyped up project, you have a lot of people in this community, you have a team that isn't going to rug because they've been doing all of this for free, and the starting circulating market cap is really low. Now, I don't know if it's worth buying an Injective Quant right now. I kind of ran the numbers and found that this whole entire market cap is about 4 million USD for their NFTs, and for every $1 million of market cap for their Quant token, you would be making $130 if you got your full entire 100,000 token allocation. Now, I don't think that's going to happen though, because I think pretty much everyone is going to send in because it's a no-brainer. And if that happens, you're only going to get 40% of those tokens, which is about $50 per 1 million market cap. So if this goes up to a 5 million market cap, and in worst case scenario, you were able to get 40% of your allocation, then you would be making about $250 from this token, minus $10 for buying that token, so about $240, and the NFT itself is about $452. Now, the reason I haven't went out and bought this NFT right now is simply because I think the price is already decently high, and there's so many different factors that I still don't know about when it comes to their token. So right now I'm leaning on more trying to snipe their liquidity right away than going out and buying one of these quants. But one of the reasons I am considering buying these quants is because this Talus marketplace has already announced that they're doing a 5% total token supply airdrop to different people that are trading NFTs on their platform, people that are staking to their validator node, and people that own certain NFTs. And I'm guessing Quant might be one of these NFTs that would qualify you for that airdrop. So it's one of those situations where maybe you get this Talus airdrop on top of this, maybe even if this goes down 50% after this sale, potentially being able to make enough money from that sale where you're actually up if you bought right now. I haven't done it yet though. I haven't bought yet, guys. I'm going to try sniping liquidity, but with the starting market cap so low for this token, it's definitely worth going for. And they're also going to have different liquidity incentives. So you're actually going to be able to farm this token as well, potentially on Dojoswap or something like that. I know they just added Ninja Nunchucks, so definitely pay attention to this one. And we're still missing one more additional detail for this Quant token, so still pretty early to pay attention to. The last token that I want to do a deeper dive in on this this video is called Rugberbs, and this is another NFT project that is all meme-based and has been going on a crazy run, currently sitting at 13.6 Injective. So this is a very memeable, fun project that's being built on Injective, and they're actually coming out with their own token called Bourbonomics. Now with these Bourbonomics, guys, this is a very much meme token where about 50% of the supply is going to Eric, who is the founder of Injective, and then the other 50% is going 10% to the founder, 30% towards Rugberbs, 40% for liquidity, and 20% for their actual treasury. Now, without knowing how much is going to be raised on this, or the starting circulating market cap, or where the liquidity is going to be added, we have no idea how well this is going to do, or whether or not it's worth buying these different Rugberbs. So once again, I haven't gone out and bought one of these NFTs, but I'm guessing there might be an opportunity here for you to pay attention to this, simply because their NFT community has been strong, and supposedly their founder is a very strong dev, and that they're going to end up building additional stuff. Pretty much speculation right now, but definitely a token to pay attention to. And once again, this is one of those tokens that is being voted on Mito, and I think at the beginning they were supposed to be the first token that launched on here. I don't know if that's still the case, because right now there's this vote happening, but we do know that they're going to be launching on here and getting a lot of eyes from that they might not have right now, simply because they only have around 7,000 followers right now. Yeah, about 7,000 to 8,000 followers, and Mito has over 100,000. So definitely worth paying attention to this one, even though it is primarily a meme coin as of now. That pretty much wraps up the big ones that I'm paying attention to right now, that we know we're going to be releasing a token sometime really soon, probably in the next 1 to 2 months here. There are 4 more projects though that I'm going to cover more on my airdrop guide video, which I'm hopefully going to post this week, guys, and that is Mito Finance, as well as Ninja Blaze. You also have Exotic Markets, and then you have Aereo Scraper. And I'll have all of these different links in my YouTube description, so you can easily find all the different projects that I talked about today, as well as the link to our Jellycubes project if you're someone that actually wants to get into our whole entire ecosystem, into our alpha group. But yeah, for these, I'm not going to go over it in this video. I'm going to cover it more in the airdrop guide video, so you guys can start farming these and potentially get a juicy airdrop, especially since all of these are still in their testnet phase. But yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned to that next airdrop guide video, and if you're looking for more Injective content, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be trying to cover new projects that are releasing, different airdrop opportunities, as well as different Injective NFTs that are coming, and I'm also going to be covering pretty much all of the different chains, whether that's Bitcoin, Solana, Cardano, different NFTs. Pretty much because of the alpha group, I'm able to get all of this information concentrated and filtered, so it allows me to make a lot of these different videos on all of these different chains. So if you're someone that just wants to stay up to date on what's kind of hot in the market, I'm going to be trying my best to make as much content as possible to keep you guys at least informed of what's going on in the space, especially as we're entering this crazy bull run that I'm expecting to happen, especially with the upcoming Bitcoin spot ETFs that are supposed to be going live, or at least approved, in January. But yeah, that wraps up the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all in the next